I see what the Twice members see. Chaeyoung is adorable, bro. That's like the first thing that comes to mind when I think of. I wanna take you to the basics. This is the intro to this video. Yeah. I wanted to learn about Twice and now we're here. Yeah. This is the intro. Yeah, this is the intro. Okay, we're now getting into the next reaction of the stream. Today we're going to be taking a look at Chaeyoung's Shoot Firecracker dance practice behind. I just came from taking a look at the... It's called choreography video. I'm assuming it's still just a dance practice. I just came from taking a look at that. That should already be posted by the time you're seeing this. So if you haven't seen it already, definitely check that out. I apologize for the way in which I speak today. I may stumble over my words and things of that nature. I'm a bit behind on Twice/Chaeyoung reactions, mainly because I'm going to give like a very brief story, or I guess like inform you a little bit of the things that have been occurring. As you may have known, if you've seen any of my other Twice videos, I've mentioned having tooth pain. I've had wisdom tooth pain. That wisdom tooth has since been removed, and I am like currently in the healing process. I'm like on day 6 of that, which isn't too bad, but I do still have like my moments. And so I do apologize if I find myself stumbling over my words or anything of the nature. I apologize for that. Other than that, I don't really have too much to say in regards to that. We have a 22-minute video here, and because I am a pauser and a rewinder, we know it's going to take a bit longer than that. But speaking of pausing and rewinding, I do have a bit of a disclaimer for those who are new, and to those who are returning. You can honestly essentially skip this part because you know what I'm going to say if you didn't skip those in previous videos. Disclaimer being, I'm someone who pauses and rewinds a lot, and I do mean a lot. Like a lot. It's a bit of a problem. But if that's something that you find yourself not interested in, definitely find someone who doesn't do it as often as I do. On top of that, if you find yourself enjoying anything in this video, anything at all, definitely do the cringy YouTuber things of like, commenting, and or subscribing. Any one of the three is helpful to me. And me saying this sometimes works, but yeah. If you haven't already seen my reaction to Chaeyoung's Shoot MV, or the MV for Avocado, or my reaction to the album, or me reacting to Twice reacting to Shoot, or my reaction to the live clip, or again, me reacting to the choreography video, definitely check out any of those videos. They should already be posted by the time you're seeing this one, but yeah, I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. Let's go ahead and get into it. Chaeyoung's Shoot Firecracker dance practice behind. Let's go. Subtitles are on, obviously. This is actually going to be very exciting for me because now I'm like finding myself getting into the space of just learning about Chaeyoung. Saying how it is that she works alone or maybe with others without their group there. I know that I don't know anything. I know we're going to get that in the MV behind where we have some of the members come in, but I don't know how that's going to be for the practice behind. So this is going to be like, cool, this is my first time seeing Chaeyoung as just like it being her alone. So this is going to be an interesting time. Someone mentioned this too. Someone mentioned to me that around the time of Chaeyoung working on her own album, she was also working on Twice's stuff, so she was probably working on This Is 4 and the Enemy album because she sang the Japanese album and Korean album. That's insane, bro. Hats off to Chaeyoung for that. Man. Brazilians. Oh yeah, and concert stuff too that they were likely practicing for. Oh man, she was being put through the ringer.
안무였으면 끝나질 않아. 제 거 끝나면 이제 또 콘서트. 그럼 이 언니들이 같이 하는 거예요 이제? 맞아. 뮤비. 제가 그 얘기하고 싶었던 거는 뭐였냐면 이거 너무 좋은데 이 부분을 차라리 뭐 이렇게 좀 짜집기를 해볼까? 그 다음 안무. 네, 그걸 하고
그렇게 돼. 그러니까 원래 이게 지금 또.
Oh, so we essentially saw that in the... So that's actually cool. I'm glad that I did take a look at that first. Which, I mean, it makes sense that I would have. But it's good that I did take a look at this just a second ago, too. Because with her talking about this, I'm like, okay, I know what she's talking about. Because I saw it.
왜냐면 후기 2번밖에 안 나오잖아요.
나도 근데 이게 잘 보이긴 해서 하나쯤은 막사비니까.
And I mentioned really liking that part.
들어가 좋을 것 같아. 오랜만에 보니까 손이 여기 이렇게 댄서 안에 되고 있잖아. 1, 2,
3, 4 늘리고
바로 나오죠.
맞아요. 그래서 투의 대각선.
I just don't think I'd ever
I forgot that this is going to be a thing because this is a long video. I don't have YouTube Premium, but we are going to get quite a few ads. So you're going to find me cutting a bit in this video if we get too many. So this is the first one. You're going to have me cut to like the next part in the video. But yeah, just know that this is a thing that could happen. We'll be having cuts in this if we have this too often. But I'll see you guys in a second.
1, 2, 3, 7, 8. 여기가 중심을 잡을 수가 없어. 조금 조심해야 돼요. 원래는 확 이건데 1, 2, 다운, 3. 다운을 잘해야 돼. 5, 6, 7, 8. 잡고 and 3.
그래서 이거 봤을 때
This is going to be so interesting for me because CHAEYOUNG actually to some degree is one of the members too. I always say Stevie and Taehyun, the ones that I know the least about. But CHAEYOUNG is also, I think, a part of that, and so being able to see her also just with the dancing and how it is that she kind of goes about those things and how well she picks up on it, that's going to be interesting for me to see too.
와 이거 머리 풀면은 장난 아니겠다.
풀면 예쁠 것 같아. 맞아, 차라리 이때도 아니지. 이때 딱 좋아요. 그래야 안 어지러워요. 점점 다운. 3.
I love this move too. I forgot to mention that again when I was watching the dance practice. I really like that move.
야 보여줘. 여기 있을 때 맞아. 7, 8. 맞아 약간. 7, 8.
아 뭔가 헷갈리네.
많이 헷갈려.
할 수 있다. 이거 발을 움직이는 게 아니에요.
움직여요 여기. 근데 어깨를 많이 밀어줘. 왼쪽 가슴에서 앞으로 와. 그래서
I like noticed her shirt. It's really cute. I didn't pay much attention to it before. I was like, that's so adorable. Her soft voice as she was speaking with the dancers, it's adorable.
손을 확 내려주면 돼요. 3, 4. 발 숨기. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, that's probably different, because it's her own song now. I'm assuming that maybe working with dancers alone in this capacity may not be that different because of having moments of like solo stages during concerts. I'm assuming that this doesn't necessarily feel foreign to her. Maybe interesting to some degree because again, it's her own work this time and not just her preparing for solo stages for concerts. I wonder what was going through her mind over the course of all of this. Maybe I'll find out a bit more of that in this video and for the MV behind. But because again, I'm looking at content now and I haven't seen a lot of their previous content before this one. I'm going at this in a weird way, but because this is the most recent content, I wanted to go ahead and jump in on it instead of taking forever to get to it. This is going to be interesting, going backwards or making my way back up to this point and being able to answer my own questions.
마지막에 갑자기.
다시? 3, 8. 빨라.
갑자기 많다.
따가다. 7, 8. 빨라요? 천천히. 7, 8. 다섯. 오고 있어. 달려.
I see what the Twice members see. CHAEYOUNG is adorable, bro. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of.
Firefly 입고 왔어요.
오 깜짝이야.
TMI 쳐 얘가.
오예.
사랑해.
있다 이거.
I was actually wondering where the butterfly topic came from because I was like, what? Why did they suddenly start talking about butterflies? Like the previous sentence before that had nothing to do with it, and so I was a little confused. The person was like, oh. Also, are these dancers that Chaeyoung has worked with before, or are these like new for her? I say, give me a second. I say these, but obviously I'm like referring to the dancers, so I apologize for that. But are they new dancers, or are they dancers that she's worked with before? Because they're all like, it could be everything that I'm about to say. Because I'm like, if she hasn't worked with them before, the way that they're in sync can mean that they're just incredibly good dancers to the point of like, they're all so well in sync. Or it could be the fact that like Chaeyoung is just that great of a dancer too, to where she's like being able to keep up with their in syncness. Because it makes sense if they're like in a dance team together, then it makes sense that they would all be like well in sync with each other. But to like play off of the dynamics of like the new person, if they have not worked together before, then that in itself is also just like another feat.
진짜요? 저 한국 무용 있었어요. 생각도 안 나는데. 막 손 계속 약간 이렇게.
My intuitions, which have been wrong before, feels like they're new though, and I'm only going off of that. We're just getting clips. We're not getting the entirety of the dance practice or interactions between Chaeyoung and the dancers, but off of the brief reactions and interactions we've seen, I'm going to assume that they could be new, that she hasn't really worked with them before. This could be maybe not completely. Oh, I was going to say not completely her first time. Then that would mean that they're not new in regards to her working with them. But I'm going to assume that this is her first time working with these dancers because I don't know how she is normally though. I'm not really sure how it is that she is with her members, but she does appear to be slightly not timid, but some ounces of shy. You can tell that she's a bit more reserved. She's not like open, but she's still like a little bit playful.
치마가 있어요.
At least that's how it was during the dancing. I say that and then she's like this, so who knows? Maybe I'm just speaking too soon and I should just let the video play. But maybe because of like the shared dancing history to some degree, because she said that she did some other dance and the dancer said something else, I think. But because of that, maybe that's making her comfortable to be a bit more open. Someone just let me know these things. I'm sure that you guys will. I appreciate you when you do.
어린이들, 여자애들, 국룰이 이제 발레, 피아노, 미술학. 아 진짜요?
이제 나왔네.
남동생 뭐하나? 무슨 생각하고 있는지 요새 모르겠어. 나 생일 때 연락 왔다. 그래도 생일 때 꼬박꼬박 선물을 보내줘요. 예전에 무슨 막 무드 등을 막 보내줘. 이번에는 무슨 룸스프레이 그런 거 막 보내주고. 귀여워. 가끔. 예전에 진짜 많이
Sometimes.
안 보니까 안 싸우게 되네. 진짜 베개로. 베개 아니면 이제 발차기로. TV 채널 때문에 많이 싸웠어.
I didn't know you had a younger brother.
1시간씩 하기로 했는데 막 계속 남동생이 옆에서 10분 남았다, 뭐 5분 남았다 이렇게 해서 친구였어. 1살 차이로 그런가? 왜 이렇게 안 헤어지지? 혼자 있어서 그런가?
이런 게 더 어렵다고요.
아 근데 이거 챌린지 사람도 못할 것 같아요.
이건 또 다들 하더라고. 엄마 헐 때 손이 내려가면 안 돼. 엄마 헐 하! 나 쏜다. 5,
Hello.
10, 6, 7, 8.
이렇게 뭔가 많아.
다 했어. 대단하신 거라고 지금. 대단한 아이라고. 앞으로. 앞으로. 이게 안.
계속 나와요. 아니 외우는 거는 금방 하는데 뮤비에서는 만약 이게 너무 좋아서 배우면 좋겠으면은 그냥 원래
And it did look good.
버전으로 하고 음방 때 이제 찻사에는 이거 나오고 막 마지막에는 그냥 이렇게 하는 방법도 괜찮겠다.
24입니다. 24.
혹시 아이이신 분 계세요?
I think I'm getting my answer. I think this is our first time working with them.
저 아이예요.
MBTI가 어떻게 되세요?
저 INFP.
That's why I was like, she came off as timid the first time. Like, obviously, I like learned of their MBTIs in the guide, and I was paying attention to those, by the way, even though I didn't really point them out. I think besides Nyan's, it was probably the only one that I pointed out, but I did pay attention to everyone's after that. I can't remember them fully, but I did remember CHAEYOUNG's being INFP, because I was like, oh, I'm the same. I was like, I'm also INFP.
MBTI가 어떻게 되세요?
저 INFP.
But for those who like may have realized that I didn't mention anything in regards to them, I did pay attention though. I did see them.
똑같으세요? 오. 전화하는 일이 없어. 저는 다 피해요. 전화 피하는 스타일. 엄마는 괜찮은데. 일단 안 받아요. 조금 있다가 문자를 해요, 내가. 무슨 일이야? 전화했었어? 소미가 보러 큰일 나네. 계속 들려.
I think that's probably the difference though with me. That's probably just a personal thing too. You guys don't need to know this at all. But it could just be like an anxiety thing for me, where I'm like, if it's with someone that I'm close with, I don't mind like having phone calls. I actually prefer not to text. Texting is fine, but because I can't, if it's someone that I'm really close with, for the most part, I can kind of like catch their tone over text. But if it's someone that I'm like just friends with, but not necessarily the closest with, it's a bit more difficult for me to like figure out their tone of voice over the phone. And so, or like over text messages. And so I'm like, I don't actually know how it is that you feel about something, because I can't tell if you hate this idea or if you like this idea or if you love this idea. And so like in moments like that, I would just kind of prefer to hear your voice. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be over the phone. Maybe something like Discord, which is what I use a lot for friends. Especially those for like online friends. So I would like kind of prefer to hear your voice in that sense. But I feel like when it comes to things that are a bit more, I guess, serious or real life adjacent, like making phone calls to doctors or like taking care of like grown up business things, or whatever it is that you were to call it, I hate doing those things. I hate it. Or like if I have to return something or figure something out because I'm having a problem, instead of like talking to a representative over the phone, I will always opt to just like have the text thing and message them on whatever it is that I am. So let's say I'm like trying to figure out a problem that I'm having with Amazon. Instead of like talking to them on the phone, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna use like the chat thing and take care of things that way. I would just prefer it that way.
슛이 많이 나오니까 뭐래요? 슛이 몇 번 나오는지 맞추시 6.
아세요? 태영 씨는?
아니요.
작곡가도 모름.
후계 2번씩 나오니까 4번, 8번, 한 12번 나오나? 12번 나올 것 같은데요? 마지막 사비가 이제 한 번 더, 2번 반복되니까. 나중에 뭔가 이거 좀 안무 익숙해지면 그 강약 조절을 잘해야 될 것 같아. 네, 이건가? 이거밖에 몰라.
여기다. 여기야. 쌤, S는 정말 끊지 마요. 따다당, 안 끊으면 돼요.
for someone who said that there is a lot to learn, she definitely picked it up quite quickly. Again, I know we're not saying every single thing in this 22-minute video. Clearly, they did this over the course of hours, but she picked up on it very quickly.
첫 솔로 앨범 타이틀곡 슛 안무 연습했고요. 마쳤고요. 생각한 것보다 너무 어려워가지고 너무 헷갈리고.
You did great though.
그래도 아직 시간이 많이 남았으니까 연습 열심히 하면은 잘 할 수 있을 것 같습니다. 너무 안무가 잘 나와서 일단 너무 다행이고 저만 잘하면 될 것 같아. 제가 소화를 잘 해내면 될 것 같아. 힘들어요. 이게 혼자 하니까 확실히 이동은 많이 없어도 계속 그 가운데에서 뭔가를 해야 되니까 그 부담감이 좀 있는 것 같은데.
See, again, I feel like my answer got answered. My answer got answered. My question from earlier got answered in regards to doing something like this alone, and she essentially just answered that for me. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second.
열심히 잘 해보겠습니다. 화이팅!
화이팅!
첫날보다 부어 보이지 않아요? 일본 거 녹음 4곡하고 제 거 믹스하러 갔다 와가지고 몇 시 났지? 거의 3시 잔 거 같아요.
She's working like crazy. Well, she was working like crazy, man, for this point in time. That must have been insane for her. I hope she did get enough rest considering she was working on 3 different things. She was working on the Korean album, she was working on the Japanese album, working on probably practices and things like that for the concert, as she mentioned, as well as her own. Man, the amount of, like, time and efforts that must have gone into those things.
오늘 그냥 다 한 번씩 해보고
I'd say it's almost 3?
거의 3시 잔 거 같아요.
Oh, that's when she almost did.
오늘 그냥 다 한 번씩 해보고 이제 뮤비 찍어야 되니까 뮤비에 나오는 부분 맞추고 화이팅! 진짜 안무 연습하기 내 주식.
What is that?
맛있지 않아요? 티라미수라고 써있어.
Tiramisu.
아직 몸에 많이 안 익어서.
How cute! Kirby side.
여기 많이 갈게요. 저기 뒤로. 네. 세븐 여기 빨라요. 세븐이 빨라요. 세븐. 경례한 각도로 갈게요. 맞아요. 원, 투.
I love that part of the dance as well.
손으로 많이 쓰지 않아요. 셋, 넷. 원, 투, 쓰리, 앤, 포. 진짜. 원, 투, 포, 파이브, 식스. 세븐 시작 멈추게.
Oh, actually,
원, 투, 포, 파이브, 식스.
I didn't actually realize they did that part separately like that. I didn't realize it was CHAEYOUNG, then the dancers that were kind of towards the back, and then the dancers on the outer side. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
세븐 시작 멈추게. 세븐, 에잇, 앤 다운, 쓰리, 다운, 다운, 다운. 왼쪽이 원,
I know for a fact I'm not good at to be a dancer.
투,
Bro.
쓰리, 포, 파이브, 앤 식스. 뒤로. 여기 판만 날 주시면 너무 좋을 것 같아요. 네.
My brain would not be able to process it.
이거 아시죠? 이 제 소품 제 그림들 만들어 주셨어. 이거 가지셔도 돼요. 이러면서 정말요? 사디볼에도 맞아요. 영지가 푸사 바꾸고 싶다고 그려달라고.
그 되게 오래 전부터 앨범 준비했잖아요. 제가 기억하기로는 진짜 작년부터.
맞아. 곡들은 솔직히 막 3, 4년 된 곡들도 있고.
One second, I'm having some problems.
그쵸, 작년부터 맞아. 작년부터 이제 곡이 점점 모아지기 시작했죠. 벌써 시간이지. 이제 말이 10년이지. 10년이 너무 긴 시간 아니에요? 그거 아기가 태어나서 초등학교까지 간 거 아니에요?
한창 다니고 있는.
그니까 다닐 때잖아. 와, 그렇게 생각하니까 진짜 많은 게 바뀌었다. 초등학교 때 저희 알았던 친구들은 성인 됐겠네. 그죠?
여기 봐, 오키, 워키.
That's an interesting way to look at that too. My goodness.
성인 됐겠네. 그죠?
여기 봐, 오키, 워키 3개까지 하고 탁탁 그냥 내려가요. 1, 2, 3. 여기 최대한 끌어서. 1, 2, 3, 4. 원해주고 포해주는 거야.
1, 2,
3, 4. 바로 1, 2, 3, 4.
She must have gotten cold because she didn't have this jacket on before.
6, 7, 8절. 와, 쏠 수 있어! 더 들어! 쿵! 쏠른다. 1, 2, 3, 4. 와, 쏠 수 있어!
타이트 이제 곡 자체가 장르가 팝이지만 되게 클래식하기도 하고 8, 90년대 생각도 나고 하지만 또 새로운 느낌도 있으면서 되게 장르적인 특성이 있는 곡이라고 생각을 해서 안무가 조금 쭉쭉 뻗고 옛날에 유명했던 그런 안무들 있잖아요. 디스코적인 걸 수도 있고 재즈 같은 느낌이 있을 수도 있고 그때 시대에서 유행했던 그래서 그런 부분들 좀 잘 보였으면 좋겠고 잘 들렸으면 좋겠는 안무가 나왔으면 좋겠다 싶어서 그런 부분을 조금 고민했던 것 같아요. 진짜 시간이 좀만 더 있었으면 좋겠다라는 마음이 있고 힘들지만 재밌고 되게 기분 좋은 것 같아요. 그래서 빨리 뭔가 들려드리고 싶다, 보여주고 싶다, 두근두근한 마음. 이게 나올 때쯤에 그거 나와 있다는 게 너무 일단 신기하고요. 아직 실감이 안 나고 저의 솔로를 기다려주셨던 분이 많은 걸로 알고 있거든요. 제가 작년부터 그 얘기를 너무 많이 들었어요. 언제 나오냐고, 나오는 거 맞지? 하면서 기다려주신 만큼 잘 듣고 계시고 있을 거라고 생각을 하고 개인적인 취향이고 제 색깔이 전부인 앨범이기 때문에
And I feel like she did such a fantastic job. My goodness. I feel like she did such a fantastic job in expressing that, showcasing that. Yeah, she did a really good job.
처음엔 뭔가 되게 너무 낯설고 그러실 수도 있어요. 근데 듣다 보면 되게 저의 진심이 잘
And it did. It
전해질
really did.
거라고 생각하고
I don't even know much about CHAEYOUNG, but I could feel that her album, especially like the title track and the pre-release, I felt like they were very distinctly her.
오늘 안무 연습 끝났고 이제 내일 일본 가서 아보카도 트레일러 그리고랑 찍고
And the fact that she had writing credits essentially and production credits across all of the tracks essentially, that like adds to it for me.
이제 뮤비까지 쫙 6일 동안 달려야 되기 때문에 열심히 체력 관리도 하면서 잘 준비해 보도록 하겠습니다. 화이팅입니다. 모두 화이팅!
네. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. 그냥 하고 이쪽 빨리 와야 되겠네.
하는 게 맞네. 맞아. 받아주면서.
맞는 춤이에요. 에이스인데 왼손입니다. 세워. 5, 6, 7, 8. 왼손. 아, 왼손에 다 왼손으로 넘겼어. 어, 3, 4, 5, 6. 귀여워.
근데 생각해보니까 이거.
어, 3, 4, 5, 6. 귀여워.
근데 생각해보니까 이거.
일단 구경이.
빨간 차. 내 언니들 땡땡이 입을 때 여기는 저 머리처럼 완전 빠글빠글.
근데 예쁠 것 같아.
너무
차라리
귀엽겠다.
파를
맞아.
버리면 그냥
그 착을 입잖아요, 음주 때.
맞아.
그래서 언니들도 그냥 다 같이 뭔가 머리 약간 산발 스타일로.
정말 좋아요. 근데 한 번은 그렇게 하면
진짜 좋아.
해주시는 거.
멋있겠다.
예쁠 것 같아.
머리띠를 지금 어떻게 할지 모르겠는데.
아 그냥 베스트만 검은 색깔. 40 예쁠 것 같아.
머리띠를 지금 어떻게
Hmm.
할지 모르겠는데.
아 그냥 베스트만 검은 색깔. 40초. 가운데가 제일 더워요.
맞아.
근데
에어컨이 거기까지도 안
맞아.
오고 그 LED가 너무 뜨거워가지고 그냥 이게 순환이 안 되는 거야.
엄청 많던데.
그 앞에 건좀
I've never really thought about that.
제가 수원에서 땀 잘잘 나는데 머리가 여기 다 묻어.
I've never thought about it like that.
반대쪽을 가는 사람들
맞아,
엄청 달려.
맞아요. 저희 쪽으로 오는 사람도 있잖아요. 하긴 너무 머니까.
아니 그 통로를 막아서
아예 못
아,
나가죠.
진짜요?
아예 공연 중에는 못 나가게 하는 거예요.
화장실 가고 싶으면 어떡해?
참아죠?
근데 한 번도
그냥 여기 이제
제가 화장실 갔습니다.
저희한테 들어 마이크 꺼주세요.
그런 적이 한 몇 번 있었어. 지연이 마이크 안 꺼진 거예요.
어머.
이제 막 갈아입으니까 막 근데 신발이 컸나 봐요 언니가. 근데 신발이 왜 이렇게 크지? 이게 다 나가는 거야. 막 그런 거 같아.
Yo,
신발이 왜 이렇게 크지?
no, that's so funny.
세게 내려.
Nah, that would be hilarious. I mean, at least it was for something like that, and for not something else.
신발이 왜 이렇게 크지?
여기까지 들어 올릴까나요? 세게 내려가세요. 탕탕. N7. 아니. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 안에 좀 끌어야 돼. N2, 3.
원래 시안이 마지막 부분만 다른 거였는데 뮤비에는 이제 뒷부분밖에 안 들어가니까 자주 나오는 안무를 보여주자 해서 이제 그 부분을 찍은 건데 방송국에는 이제 원래 이렇게 농구 때 하는 것처럼 그 부분만 좀 잘 하면은 틀리지 않고 잘할 수 있을 것 같아요.
약간 포인을 해줘야 되는 거 포인. 귀여워. 네. 야, 거기까지 가. 야, 거기까지. 야, 그냥 여기까지 들어오는 걸로 정리하게요? 네.
근데 막 산업하다 보면 또 무조건 못 들어오면 어떡해?
그럼 저희가 하면 돼요.
투어 2년전 보여드릴게요. 보여드릴게요.
네.
I just realized something. My mind just went back to when the dancer was talking about the incident that happened with Jihyo, or where they were talking about the situation that happened with Jihyo and the mic still being on, and how like she was doing the shoe thing, etc. But the dancers were like they think they heard that, And this is like, the reason I'm saying this is because I'm like going back to when I was mentioning whether or not this is their first time working together. But maybe it's like, maybe it's not their first time working together, but maybe their first time working this closely. Perhaps, because if the dancer heard about that, how would they have heard about it unless it was just like another friend or something relaying that message to them? I mean, I guess that could be the case. I'm like just curious as to whether or not she's worked with them before, because again, she's a lot more open now because they've been working together. But for that first practice, for the dance practice, where they were all essentially just introducing themselves to their ages and the MBTIs, I'm like, it seemed like she was again a bit more shy there, timid and stuff in terms of approaching them, unless they approached her themselves. So I'm curious as to, have they worked together, or is it just a case of like, if they haven't, well, if they have worked together, has she just not worked with them a lot personally, or if they haven't worked together, what did the dancer mean by like they heard that in regards to like Jiho's incident?
이틀 남았나? 이틀 남았어요. 이틀 남았어요. 내일 리스닝 파티가 걱정돼요. 틀릴까봐. 네, 잘하겠죠. 하고 있겠죠. 이 느낌이 되게 중요한 안무다 보니까 계속 뭔가 절제해야 되는 춤이어가지고 그게 조금 아직도 힘든 것 같아요. 그러니까 볼 때는 약간 쉬워 보일 수도 있겠지만 추는 사람들은 약간 진짜 힘든 춤? 그게 있는 부분도 많고 이래서 출 때 힘든 안무긴 한데 그래도 제가 저만 잘하는.
And again, she did a fantastic job.
네, 이제 다음 주부터 이제 도쿄 봄이니까 그때부터 이제 바꾸기 위해서 콘서트용으로 이제 앞뒤 바꿔서 이제 초 분수도 짧아지고 이러니까 그것도 연습해야 합니다. 아니요, 아직 이제 방송국한 저와 찍고 싶은 분들과 함께 그러니까 부탁하기도 좀 그렇고 멤버들하고 해야지. 잘 듣고 계신가요? 제 앨범 준비 막 하던 게 뭐 엊그제 같은데 벌써 이제 나왔고 저는 이제 이틀 전이긴 하지만 지금 오래오래 제 앨범 잘 듣고 계셔줬으면 좋겠고 계속 빨리 다음 언제가 될지 모르겠지만
Already talking about the next one.
여정이 계속 될 수 있도록 저도 더 열심히 성장하고 열심히.
I mean, that is true because it's just volume 1 of Low Fantasy, so you can have as many volumes as you wish to.
OS 활동도 하고 이렇게 해보겠습니다.
He is adorable.
고마워요.
So sweet. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Obviously, there were moments where I was a bit more quiet, but it was mainly us just getting a lot of the dancing. There was not much for me to say in regards to those things, but it was really nice to see this. I got to see a bit more of Chaeyoung's personality in a setting, especially not necessarily one that was uncomfortable for her. I don't think that she was uncomfortable, but more so allowing herself to like assess things and then become comfortable, because as you can see, like there was a difference with Chaeyoung on that first day of dance practice to the very last bit that we got. She was definitely a lot more open, a lot more silly, felt a bit more connected with the dancers and stuff too. And so I got to kind of see that a small bit of a journey and like see how it is that she kind of opens up to people. Obviously it's not to the same degree of like her openness with Twice likely, because she's been with them for years at this point in time, or like close friends for her like Somi. Like those dynamics are a little bit different, but to kind of like see her interactions with the dancers, it does again give me a bit more of an idea as to who it is what Chaeyoung is as a person. Again, knowing that she's someone who is quite introverted. I feel like when getting into Twice, I don't think that that's something that, well, prior to getting into Twice, when just knowing the group surface level, I don't know that that's something that I would have guessed about her. I didn't think that she was one who was introverted. I felt like, for me, of the clips that I'd seen, and it could just be because she was with people she was close with, I considered her to be someone who is quite extroverted, but to see her in these types of situations, it's really cool to see. I'm glad that I was able to see that. But while I am done with this video, this isn't the last thing of Chaeyoung's that I'll be taking a look at today, so I'm going to wrap this up so that I can get on to those things. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had such a great time in seeing that. If you guys enjoyed anything in this video, anything at all, do the cringy YouTuber thingies of like, commenting, and or subscribing. Any one of the three, it is helpful to me, and me saying this sometimes works. On top of that, if you haven't already seen my reaction to the choreography video, definitely check that out. If you haven't seen my reaction to the music video for Shoot, the music video for Avocado, my reaction to the album, my reaction to Twice reacting to Shoot, my reaction to the Girl Life clip, all of those things should be posted prior to you seeing this video. If you haven't checked any of that out, definitely do so. And yeah, I'm just gonna wrap these things up and move on to the next video.